Leipzig, no surprises there, coming in second in the group. Are we surprised? Did we expect this?
Funny enough, I was watching that game, that game. Like they outclassed the Schalke Donetsk, actually. Like they were nowhere to be seen, though. Like they will try to build from the back and then they will press them and win the ball from their half, actually. Like, so who's that boy? Kunku. So those guys are heartless when it comes to taking chances on the box. Like they don't miss. They didn't miss anything.
Let's say they don't miss. Let's say they didn't miss that game.
They didn't. Yeah. But like they were heartless. They were heartless. Like they made sure that each and every chance they have one-on-one with the keeper, it goes at the back of the net, actually. So for me, like I like the manner how he plays, actually, that boy. I would love to compliment him. He's not only just a striker, he also assists though. He drops back. He's playing a different game. Like, is that one kind of a person who each and every team I feel like they will need in that team. He's a fighter though. He fights, he drops back, he attacks, he passes, like he's good. At the moment I feel like he's having the best time of his life in RAB, actually.
Okay.
Continue.
I want to move on to the next group, Group G. But before I do that, just something I wanted to ask you, Anika, to say we're looking at Europa, and in terms of history, the teams that are in the Europa League, quite good teams. United, Arsenal, Barca, Ajax, very good teams, Sevilla, Juve as well in the mix. I'm excited about Europa. But now let's talk about UCL. Are we getting the same old? Granted, the teams that went through on merit, on their performance. Teams like Club Brugge, on their performance. I would rather have that instead of Atletico go through because they are Atletico. You understand? But do you think the Champions League will be as exciting as this Europa, the way the teams that have history are shaping up?
That's actually a good question, BK. I think let's wait for the draw, honestly speaking. Okay. Because even when it comes to Europa, we'll probably get some boring games.
Sure.
Even Champions League, we'll get Real Madrid versus Club Brugge, and then, do you understand? But let's see. I mean, Champions League will always be Champions League, though, at the end of the day. The teams that are in Europa are in Europa for a reason. I mean, we might be like, Juventus is in Europa, but they've been sacking Sevilla.
Yeah.
They've been sacking. So you probably go watch Sevilla versus, let's say, Arsenal, and it's a beating. You understand? But Champions League, the teams that made it to the last 16, we know that these teams played. So I think Champions League is Champions League.
Okay. Now we'll see. We'll monitor the season and then see how things progress. Group G, City, Dortmund, pretty, no surprises there. It's totally what we expect.
When the group started, actually, it wasn't like that, actually, because from the previous season, which Dortmund had, actually, it wasn't really a good season. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good at all, because they will just lose out of nowhere for no reason. You understand? So for me, I didn't expect them to play as good as they played. They had lots of draws, actually, but then they played well with likes of City. You understand? So for me, I was very disappointed with Sevilla, actually, the manner how they played, depending on the quality of players they have on the squad. You understand? That's a team which I would have betted my money on to go against City, actually. You understand? That's the team which is going to challenge City than Dortmund. But those young boys in Dortmund played very well. They were solid at the back, with all the experience of Hummels and so on at the back. They were solid, actually. So for me, yeah, it's everyone deserves where they are at this point.
Yeah. All right. Sevilla, again, we've touched on it, in this group, coming in third, going to Europa, another good team. So Europa should be exciting. Let's go to the last group, gentlemen, before we wrap it up. Yeah, this group has been neck and neck with, in terms of PSG and Benfica. It's been quite an interesting group. Last week I did ask the question of whether or not Benfica is underrated. I mean, last season they went through in a group where they had Bayern and Barca. They went through. This season,
they had Nunes last season.
This season, same thing. Juve and PSG. You would have thought they would come in second if they go through. PSG to definitely come in first, but something special is happening in this Benfica team. The coach, former PSV coach, who took Ten Hag all the way last season. I think he's now 20 games unbeaten. He's never tasted defeat with this Benfica team. So I'm going to ask again, how far can this team go, Anika? Because for me, Benfica and Napoli are the dark horses of the UCL. And they're going to surprise a lot of teams for me. Well, depending on who they face, I hope they don't face Madrid. Well, no, they can't face Madrid.
They're going to face Liverpool.
They're going to face Benfica versus Liverpool. That would be quite interesting.
Yeah.
But how far do you think they can go? How good is this team? How far do you think they can go?
You know, I wanted to say experience counts, né? But I mean, this is 2 seasons getting to the last 16.
Sure.
So again, it is gonna go to who they actually meet. How far can they go? I haven't watched them this season. I don't want to lie. Again, okay, I'm gonna go back to say February is far. February is far. Anything can happen. I think at the most at this moment that I can give them is last 8.
Okay. I think I would agree with that. Pretty, how shocked were the PSG players and PSG fans? Final whistle, commentator says PSG are through, number 1. No one is expecting anything from the other game. Suddenly, when we look at the results, Benfica 6-1, scored about 2-3 goals in the last 10 minutes. What is going on? How exciting? How shocked were you?
I like the what you call the technical team actually of Benfica. If you saw the game of Benfica, I was watching it actually. I think it was around 80 something. They signaled to the players actually that I think it was 85 that the match of PSG it's over. And at that point it was 4-0, 4-0 or 4-1. It was 4-1, I think. They signaled to the players that, dog, you can do this. And it was 5-1. They were like, you can do this. You just need 1 goal, though. Just 1 goal. And that captain took the ball from the center to the other half, actually. And then he played a long range shot. And then after he went to the technical team, he was like, did I do it? They were like, yeah, dog, we did it. We were on top. The spirit, dog, the spirit. Is it the World Cup winners? If it wasn't for the World Cup, they were gonna carry that momentum to the last 16. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. February it's far. If the last 16 was around November, somewhere the end of November, they were gonna carry that momentum with guys. We talked our group, we can do this. You understand? We can make it to the last 4 or last 8. You understand? But then now it's gonna be a different game at February, no matter what they toss actually.
But I respect and I love the fighting spirit. I think that's what you want to see in any team progressing in that fighting spirit. Anika, I think my one and only question on Juve is: do you sack the coach?
If you have the money, yes.
Because I've heard rumors on Zizou.
Yeah.
Potentially, I think Simeone as well. I don't know how accurate those were. But
if you had the money, yes. Just that they don't have enough money to say that. It's a lot, dog. It's a lot of money. I heard it's around 30 million.
Actually, I saw actually the what you call the owner of Juve said that we believe in the coach, what. And then I went through to look at the comments actually of the contract clause. Actually, they gave him a huge contract actually. So that's what's gonna affect them. The contract which they gave him, they don't have a choice at the moment. You understand? So for me, it's nothing. Just carry on with the team, though. Carry on with the team. Let's see where you're gonna get with the team. We're gonna rebuild next year, next season. You understand? So for me, they're suffering. They're suffering. But my question to you guys is, will it be different if they had the likes of Pogba in during the UEFA competition actually?
I don't think so. I think their problems are much bigger than Pogba.
Yeah.
Yes, he had a few injuries, but I don't think Pogba is the solution.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Continue.
No, I was just saying, even up front, their football is a bit slow, sluggish. I saw them against PSG. Maybe they were a bit scared. It was young boys, but something needs to shift. Something needs to shift.
Just to comment also on this whole UV team. I know pretty saying that, yeah, right now you give Allegri the chance because the man is in March. But what I'm worried about is when you are a team that's sucking this much, it's like the way you guys had all your Ragniks. It was difficult for you guys to sign players. And you only got good players now with Ten Hag because it's players that trust you. It's players that know you. Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm worried that they will start losing players. I mean, the likes of Vlahovic, man. Vlahovic is how many years now old? And obviously wants to start winning things. So
yeah,
I'd say pay that debt, count your losses, and let's go, man.
Bring in Zidane.
Bring in someone. Bring in
Zidane. All right. Gentlemen, I think the last question, which I'm going to close with, for me, on Monday, the most exciting game that I would love to watch would be a PSG versus City. We're now talking about games that are possible. Number one versus. So for me, I would very much love to see.
Are you excited or you just want Pep to go out?
No, it's genuine excitement. I really want whoever wins, it's fine. It's fine. Madrid is gonna chow them.
Can I request just 3 minutes of your time, Jingle? 3 minutes only.
Okay.
Can we just, this is our last session before the draw actually. Can we just jingle everything around? Who do you wanna see? Just 2 fixtures. Who do you wanna see?
I mean, okay.
Not explaining, just 2 fixtures.
I have to explain. Just a bit.
Okay.
Listen, I would like to see how PSG would now react if they would face Madrid again.
Okay.
I mean, that's something, how they react this time around.
Okay.
Who else? Liverpool, Madrid. That would be nice to see.
Okay.
I would have went to Liverpool Bayern. Went to Liverpool Bayern.
Yeah.
PSG. Those are my 2 games. That would be like, okay, these are very like proper games.
Mine are very weird.
Okay.
I would like to see Benfica and Dortmund. First of all, those are the 2 teams which I would want to see because of the style of football they are playing. Both teams actually. And then I would like to see what you call Napoli and what you call and PSG.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Bottom line, we all want PSG to face a proper team. That's what I'm getting because
we want to, but we know.
But they have to.
Club Brugge.
No.
They're getting Club Brugge. They're getting Club Brugge.
No way.
Guys, I'm saying episode 21. I will not forget this. They're getting Club Brugge.
No way. You said it that
prediction.
Madrid has man. I'm gonna buy Club Brugge.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying PSG.
Cool.
PSG.
PSG don't know how to buy games.
Yeah, that's what was.
Ask
You're
Papa Perez.
they're gonna the PSG. Who do you want PSG to get?
Like I said, PSG, Madrid, or PSG City would be good also. Man.
Okay.
But Madrid, we know. Guys, I'm telling you now, when the draw happens on Monday, you will laugh.
What about Tottenham and PSG?
Nah, they will kill them.
Yeah.
Destroy them. They'll destroy them.
But PSG will kill them. PSG will
Yeah, they'll
definitely
destroy
kill
them.
them.
Honestly, they'll destroy them.
I
All right, gentlemen.
No, that's it from me, gents.
Let us kick it off with this weekend's game in the Barclays Premier League. Let me get my questions ready. And of course, the only game we're getting on Saturday, football is mean for us again, is Manchester City, who will be hosting Fulham at the Etihad. Pretty easy game.
not really. It's an easy game because they're at home. If it was different that Fulham are at home and then City are away, it was gonna be different. But it's a win for City for me. But it's gonna be an interesting game. It's gonna be an interesting game. Fulham have played better matches. They are scoring goals also. So yeah, it's a fixture which you can give a chance if you have time to look at it.
BK?
I think City should win this game. Mainly because they need to keep up with Arsenal. City have been here before where they have to chase Liverpool. I think they're quite experienced with this, with being number one, number two, being high up there. Pep should know what it takes. The team should know what it takes. And this is a must win. Definitely must win.
All right. Haaland is expected to come back this weekend. BK, do you risk him as Pep?
No. Honestly, I would not risk him. The only reason I would think Pep would risk him is because the World Cup is coming. So if he picks up an injury, then at least we have time off, and he's not playing in the World Cup, then you have time off for him to recover. But other than that, I would think Pep would not risk him. They have enough quality to get a win out of this game. Maybe bring him on at 70 minutes, give him a bit of time, 10, 20 minutes. But for him to start, risky.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. One of the points you said, he's not playing the World Cup. He can play him, but then to look at it, yes, Chelsea actually coming up during the week. So for me, it will be that thing to bench him and then or start him, making play the 45 minutes and then sub him. But Pep, once he starts a player, he won't sub the player. Yeah. So rather bench him and play him later on the game. Where you see maybe you are suffering, you're not scoring enough. But then I'll just secure him for the Chelsea game. It's a cup game. Once we lose, we're out. You understand? Yeah.
All right. Then we've got Chelsea, who host Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. Pretty, who needs this win more?
It's Arsenal. Arsenal, they have to finish on top of that league before the World Cup. You understand? So for me, it's all they have to go all out. Arsenal. They shouldn't be afraid for with Chelsea actually. For me, if I was Arteta actually, I'll tell them, dog, we have to win. We have to win. Let's look at the mistakes. What Brentford did well, you understand? What Man U did well against them, and then we win them. The high pressing team, we can see that they're suffering whenever a team's press them actually. Let's go with our own gameplay. You understand? So for me, it's a straight win for Arsenal. I can give it to Arsenal.
So are you saying that Chelsea must also look at what United did against Arsenal?
They won't do it. They won't have the squad to do it. They won't do it.
So it looks like United is a reference here. BK?
Listen, for me, Chelsea need to win more. Simply because they need to bounce back from last week. It was quite embarrassing, the manner of that defeat. So I feel like they need the win more. They need to get back into the top four. That's what I'm saying. They need it more. They need to get back into the top four. They need to get back to winning ways. It will be 2 losses in a row in the Premier League if they lose this game. maybe people will start asking questions of Porter. So I think Chelsea need the win more. Lovely draw.
Oh, can I say something before? Who's the defender? Koulibaly. Koulibaly made a statement. He said that they still have a chance of winning the Premier League. Is he being full of himself? He doesn't know the Premier League, or it's that thing what we can do it.
I think he's just saying it because he has to say it.
They don't have a chance.
It's one of them. I'm not saying they don't. May is far.
They have 10 points. They are 10 points behind.
May is far. A lot can happen. But right now, he's just saying it because he has to say it for the fans. All right. So we saw Arsenal doing well, only being beaten by United in the top 6 so far. BK, if they were to lose against Chelsea, would it be a big deal that you guys can't do well against the big 6? Or have they done enough now?
I think they've done enough. You know, I'm not a fan of Arsenal in any stretch of the word, but I have to give credit where credit is due. They've played quite well this season. Against the big teams, also they've played well. Of course, we beat them. They know they are our daily bread. But we'll see. We'll see how they play against Chelsea. Maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe a draw would be a decent result for them because they've beaten Liverpool. They've beaten Spurs so far. They lost to us. So they can draw Chelsea and then lose against the other Manchester team.
Wait. Pretty, Aubameyang or Jesus?
Jesus. And this is a difficult question. But for me, there is one player who has to prove a lot, actually. It's Aubameyang. You understand?
Sure.
You leave a team now that are doing very well. You understand? You went to another team, they suck you. You are back in the Premier League. So for me, he has a lot to prove than Jesus. Jesus, his team is doing very well. He scored at least 5 goals. But for me, the pressure is at Aubameyang than Jesus.
BK?
I agree with Pretty 100%. Pressure more of Aubameyang, the way he left Arsenal, and a short spell at Barca. He needs to prove himself. It's almost like Lukaku. He needs to prove himself that he's an elite striker and bring in the goals.
Wait. Then we've got Aston Villa, who host Manchester United. Pretty easy game?
Not at all. Not at all. Whenever you're playing away from home in the Premier League, it's a different game. It can be a tough one with Harry Maguire there in the back. You don't know what to expect, though. You don't know what to expect. But I wish if we can do very well today, and then we win away from home at Spain, and then we rest a couple of players. If we can score 3 goals, actually, and then rest Casemiro, likes of Antonio, Rashford, I feel like we're going to do well. Actually, we're going to do well. But if that's not the case, we play the same starting 11 up until the last minute of the game. We're going to suffer. We're going to suffer.
I think it's going to be Unai's first game. Aston Villa.
I doubt.
Okay.
I doubt.
BK, easy game?
No, not at all. Not at all, especially considering the fact that United is playing today. And it's a must-win game today. So it's going to be tough because those players have the legs. I mean, we were joking about it last week. I think that Casemiro is not used to playing on Thursdays. Hence, for me, he did not have his best game against West Ham. He just had a decent game because he had a couple of few off passes. But yeah, hopefully he can acclimatize to the situation quite quickly. If it was fatigue from Thursday, hopefully he adapts very quickly. But United to win it by 2 goals. Yes, I said it. 2 goals.
All right. Then the other game, a big game on the weekend, is Spurs, who host Liverpool at White Hart Lane. Pretty. What are Liverpool fighting for now?
So one thing about Liverpool, now it's becoming one of those teams whereby whenever you're sure that they're gonna lose, they win. Whenever you're sure that they're gonna win, they lose, actually. So everyone surely now is ruling out Liverpool according to the standing of the table, actually. They're saying that they're gonna lose that away from home. Liverpool can snatch it though. More especially after they won yesterday, actually. So they're carrying that momentum for me. Also, Spurs won, I know. But then they need this win more than Spurs. They need this win at least by the end of these 3 games. They have to be somewhere at the top 7 or top 6. You understand? So that we can say, okay, we have a chance of going to the top 4 at the beginning of the year, actually. You see? So, yeah.
So who's winning it?
It's a draw.
The draw?
Yeah.
Okay.
2-2.
BK, if you were Jurgen Klopp and you had a chance in January, who do you need in the squad to make things better? You had the money. You had the money.
Well, I think you would try to bring in a midfielder, maybe your Frankie de Jong, a box-to-box midfielder. Leave Fabinho there, protecting the back 4, and then have Thiago also pulling the strings. But get a Frankie de Jong type of player. I think that will be good for Klopp, because other than that, I feel it's just his players' mentality. Yeah. It's just the player's confidence. It's not about bringing in a lot of players to change things around at the team, but it's the confidence. They can bring in one. I don't know why they brought in Arthur, but they can bring in one midfielder, box-to-box midfielder, and done.
You know, when we're talking Champions League, I actually wanted to make a shout out. I was watching the PSG game. There's that boy in the midfield, Vitina. I'm in love. I'm in love with that boy. The next team that gets him, if PSG can keep him, it's a big win. It's really a very, very big win. All right, let us move on. So we've seen Spurs come back and fight, I think, the last 3 games. BK, I'm going to ask you this and you'll pick your winner. Is this motivation what's going to get them the win this weekend?
I must pick my winner in this game.
Yeah.
The Spurs-Liverpool game.
Yeah.
I'll go Liverpool.
Okay. All right.
I'll go Liverpool.
Simply put. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on to the last question. So we have to give credit to this team. They've been playing well. They're in the top 4. Southampton versus Newcastle. Pretty, pick your winner.
Newcastle, obvious. Wilson is gonna score. Newcastle.
BK?
Newcastle. Newcastle or draw? Newcastle.
All right, BK, holla at them.
All right, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. We love football. This is why we do this every week. Shout out to the teams that make it through in the Champions League. Welcome to Barca, Juve, Ajax, Sporting. Welcome. It's good to have you here in the Europa League. Excited about Sunday. Excited about Liverpool, Spurs. Who's your money on? Welcome to What Are the Odds of Football?
Away. Don't forget to catch us on Monday and Tuesday. We'll be talking Champions League, talking Europa.
Sure.
Away.